Welcome to your HP10IIB calculator. If you're having problems working it, here are some tips on doing time value of money calculation. First of all, you need to turn your calculator on, so click on the on key. Next, you notice how many decimal places are listed. I have at least 6 decimal places. You want to set it at 6. Go ahead, hit your orange key, your equal key, and the number of decimal places. Notice I hit 7, so I went to 7. So again, the orange key, the equal key, and the number of decimal places you want displayed. Next, in order to do time value of money calculations, you need to set your payments per year. So, right here, the payment per year, what you want to do is hit your orange key, your payment key, and please note that you want to have one payment per year. One payment per year. So when you clear your calculator, it's going to show that you have one payment per year. Because when you have more than that, you're going to take it into effect in your calculations. Those are the 2 things you must set out before you start doing your problems. Next, always, when you're clearing your calculator, realize you want to clear everything. So don't just hit your C key. Hit your orange key and then your C key to go ahead and clear your calculator. That way you clear all the time value money calculations listed here. So, let's do a problem. Let's talk about compounding $1,000 at 5% for 5 years. What will be the resulting amount that you'll have in an account? So, we're going to put $1,000 into an account. So first you enter the amount. Now when your money goes in, you want to go ahead and make that a negative number. That will tell your calculator that's the amount of money you're putting in. Cash in is negative, cash back is positive. So you're going to hit your plus minus key, make that a negative number, and then say this is the amount of money I have today. That's my present value. There's your present value key. You're not going to make any payments, so you always hit your 0 and your payment. Use every key every time you do a calculation. We're doing it for 5 years. 5, N is your period of time. And let's say we're doing it 5%. 5 is my interest per year. Then I just hit my FV key, and it tells me that after 5 years I have $1,276.28. Now, to do another calculation, let's go ahead and say that you have a payment that's going to happen in the beginning of the year. So what we're going to do is clear this, again, orange, CEC key, and then I'm going to hit my begin key here. First my orange, and then my begin key. This is setting begin. And notice at the top of the screen the word begin shows. Anytime you have a begin problem, it'll say beginning in the problem, you want the begin key showing. However, once you do the next problem, make sure you take it off. Again, just hit your orange key, and that takes your begin key off. Let's do a begin problem. Let's say that you have an annuity due, which means you have a payment at the beginning of a period. And let's say you have a $500 payment at the beginning of every period for 5 years. Well, I'll do 5 months. So let's do 5 years. So we want to do 5 times 12 equals 60 months. Okay, so we'll have 60 months at 12% per month, but that means 12% per year or 1% per month. We have no present value. We want to know what that's going to be worth to us in the future. And there it is, a big number. Notice it's a negative because we put our payment in as a positive number. If we put the payment in as a negative number, you would have a positive future value. Okay, let's look at another type of problem. Let's say you have differential payments. The amount of the payment is changing every time there's a payment. Now you're going to be using your cash flow key right here. This is for any differential payment. So let's say that you have a payment of 100, then 500, then 100. So first of all, our initial cash flow is nothing. So we're going to put a 0, and we have no initial cash flow. But first, look, I have my begin key on. I forgot to take it off. Let's take it off. Then we're going to have 0, and that's my first cash flow. And if you notice, it says cash flow. This is my initial cash flow. My next cash flow is $100. It's $100 that's coming to me, so it's a positive number. My next cash flow is $500. My final cash flow, I showed my second cash flow, is $100, right? If I want to discount that at 5%, I put in 5, my I key, then I'm going to say, okay, what's it worth to me today? Hit your orange key, and then your NPV key here, right? PRC, underneath it it's NPV, and that will tell me that it's worth to me today $635. If I want to know what my internal rate of return is on that, orange key, oops, I need to enter it again, I guess, because it's not giving me a solution. So let's go ahead and do that again. 0 is my first cash flow. Oh, I didn't clear it. See how that came out as my fourth cash flow? So I didn't clear it properly. So let me clear it one more time. 0 is my first cash flow. Make sure it shows up as my first. It shows up as my first. 100 is my second. 500 is my next. And then my final cash flow. What's my IRR? Hit my orange key, my IRR key. I'm saying, okay, it doesn't give me a solution. Well, because I didn't have an initial cash flow. So let's put initial cash flow. Let's say we have an initial cash flow of $200. Negative is my initial cash flow. Oop, I forgot to clear my calculator. You can tell I forget to clear a calculator. So 200 is my initial cash flow. That's my initial investment. Hit my cash flow key, showing my first one. Then 100, 500, and 100. Then I hit my orange and my IRR key. That's a 92% return. Pretty nice return on those cash flows. Okay, there's your using your financial calculator. If you have other questions, post it in the discussion board.